everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alicia. I post new tutorials every Thursday and I try to get another one in on the weekend if I can. I really rarely do anymore, but especially now that summer is coming up and I'm like so much busier, so it's going to be hard to pump 2 out a week for me. But anyway, so in this week's tutorial, I am working with foils. And so there's different kinds of foils. They come in sheets, they come in flakes, they come in now these kind of like rub-ons. So working with those and showing you how they came out on a cup and talk about the different ways to apply them. So if you're interested to see what I came up with, stick around and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm using a 20-ounce skinny straight from Stainless Steel Depot, and I have prepped it by sanding it and spray painting it matte black. Now I am going to apply the foils using Tack It, Aleene's Tack It Over and Over. So this is the way I found it sticks the best for me doing it this way. The other way that you can do it is by using the school glue sticks. And you can get those at the Dollar Tree. You just rub that glue stick on and then put your foils on. But I found that I like this method better because the Aleene's Tack It Over and Over, straight out of the bottle, not diluted, gives, has a really good tackiness to it. So it really holds the foil on. And I just went around the cup and just picked random spots in random lengths. And, there's no rhyme or reason. So now what I'm going to do is take this foil strip. This is the first foil that I'm going to use. And I'm just going to rub it on and then I'm going to peel it off. Kind of like when you get your eyebrows waxed. They put the wax on and they put the paper over and then they tear it off and make you scream. You won't scream doing this, but just, using the reference. Anyway, there is still some left in the foil, so I can just pick another spot. And the Aleene's Tack It Over and Over should be dry. So when it dries clear. But you can easily see it on the black cup by just kind of angling the cup and seeing where the spots are that you had put on. All right, now I'm going to use the foil sheet. And so when you put that over top of a sticky place, it's smooth. It's really, really smooth when you take the rest of it off. And so that's kind of a look. If you want that look, you want that smooth sort of metallic look, that's really great. Now I'm going to use Glitter Makes It foil flakes. And so these are kind of mushed together in the pack and you can peel them apart. And now I'm just going to put these on and rub them down. So this is going to give more of a textured look rather than a smooth look. So just put it on and press it down and then rub the excess off with your finger. You can also use a bristled brush to wipe off the excess. Just keep in mind, guys, using any of these foils, the cleanest method is the foil sheets for sure, by every stretch of the imagination. Using the flakes and using the sheets is the messiest because the sheets are so super paper thin and they flake. They literally just flake. So you're going to have pieces flying around and, they fell on my silicone mat and it was difficult to get off the mat. I wound up having to use tape to get it off and it was just kind of a waste. So don't use it over a silicone mat, guys. Make sure you use it over a paper mat so then this way you can save it. So I wound up, losing this, I wound up scrapping it. So cleanest way is definitely these foil rub-on sheets. And but the flakes give the texture. They give an interesting texture. But these foil flakes are holographic, so this also gives an interesting textured look as well. So I think if I had to say favorites, definitely this rainbow sheet is my absolute favorite out of all of them. I have a bunch of other ones that are just solid colors, but I really, really like this rainbow sheet. And it was nice and easy. But the flakes I like for their texture. So definitely the flakes and the and the foil sheets. So now I put some Mod Podge in a bottle that has a super fine tip, and I'm just gonna go in and put some random glue around the cup. And so the reason why I put it in here is because it gives these super skinny glue lines, so they're really great for tracing with if you want to, and eliminating big glue blobs. So I really like this squeeze bottle, and I'm pretty sure I got it from Amazon. So I'm just gonna come in with this super bright pink called I'm a Barbie Girl by Glitter Makes It, and it is a fine fluorescent pink, and I think it's just popping beautifully on this cup. But what's really cool about this color is it will, over a black surface, will actually, when you put the epoxy on, turn purple as well. So when you see this cup done, you're gonna, from different angles, it's gonna look purple. And so right here I did a squiggly line over the foil and then down. So you're gonna see the bright pink over the foil, but then it's gonna change as it gets into that black. So I'm just doing random squigglies on there. I just want to get a pop of color with this pink on there. And I'm having fun doing this. I really like it. The cup is kind of like a hot mess. It's just random lines with random foils and this bright pink, and I'm just loving it. So look, to each their own, right? Somebody might look at it and be like, what is she doing? That is ridiculous. But I like it, and some other people, I hope you guys like it. But you know, it's just to show you, and you know, I really want to do more things with this fine tip because it's so super fine that you can really do some really cool, I think, tracing and outlining with it, and intricate glitter work. So I'm definitely going to be playing around with this because it's the first time that I'm using this super fine tip with the Mod Podge, and use the Mod Podge over Aleene's Tack It over and over, because the Mod Podge is a thinner consistency, so it's going to come out of the bottle easier. The Aleene's, if you want to use Aleene's Tack It over and over or tacky glue, you'll probably have to water it down. So, you know, I'm just making sure that I like what's happening with this. And then what I'm going to do is let it dry overnight. I want it to be nice and dry before I brush off any excess glitter. All right, so now it's been drying overnight, and I'm going to take a fine bristle brush, and I'm going to brush off any excess that's stuck to the black. I'm not going to be horribly upset if there's some that just get left over, because it's so pretty on there, and I'm going to do some glitter on it anyway. So after I get that off, I do 2 coats of Krylon triple thick and let that dry for a couple of hours. And now I'm coming in, I'm putting ultra fine shimmer, just a little scoop, into 20 ounces of my epoxy mix, and this is going to give it just this extra shimmer on this flat black and make it look like black glitter, and it's going to be so amazing, guys. Wait until you see this. Absolutely must have this in your collection. So I'm gonna just apply my apply my epoxy as I always do. I am not turning the motor, guys. It is turning on the stick, so I want you to know. Some people get upset and go, "You're burning your motor." I'm not burning my motor. It is turning on the stick. The insert freely turns around, and I turn it around and just put my epoxy on. Remember, guys, and I emphasize this, to try not to work your epoxy too much, because the more you work your epoxy, the more you introduce bubbles. And bubbles can be our enemy and can create lots of problems and lots of sanding later on. So get it on, smooth it out, make sure you don't have heavy spots. I always put it on with a gloved hand, because I can feel it. And, you know, get it nice and even. And then after you're done spreading it on, make sure you torch for bubbles. Make sure you get, you know, it'll pop any bubbles and any micro bubbles. And then I go in 5 minutes later and I torch again, just to make sure that I didn't miss any pop-ups. And I'm going to cover it. I'm going to do a second coat of epoxy, and this cup is going to be done. Like, so easy, guys. And that is it. All right, I'm going to be back with my final remarks. All right, guys, she's all done. Look how pretty. Let me tell you how much that ultra fine shimmer just made this cup. you know, putting that shimmer in that black, you know, we all know that black glitter is so hard to get to shine and it flattens up underneath epoxy, but a black background and you just put an additive in there, boom, look at that. So these foils are really cool. My favorite is the rainbow. I just absolutely love this rainbow, and I want to get some more of this because I just like the effect. So this is it for this tutorial, guys. As always, thank you all for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, share, comment. I love to hear your feedback, and all this stuff helps my channel to grow. So this is it. I will see you all next week. Bye.